Is social media good or bad for your mind? Hey, if you've been asking yourself this question, should I stay off social media? Am I on social media too much? Am I doing myself damage? Am I doing myself harm? Is this awful? Well, in this video I'm going to explain it all to you, and I think you're going to get some surprises. Things that you never thought were true are actually true, and they're proven by experts. So enjoy the video and let's get going. Hey, before we do get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There's a big button down there. You got to hit the subscribe button, and then there's going to be a bell pop up. Turn on all bell notifications so that you're notified every single time I do a new video or I go live. So social media is actually in its infancy. You know, we think, well, social media has been around forever. It really hasn't. It's really a new phenomenon, only been around for a couple more, I guess a couple decades or more, so not that long. But the effects of social media are definitely having effects on our brain, and I'm going to share with you some information in this video today that I think you're going to find pretty interesting. Now, one surprising thing that came out of studies was that the size of your social media network can actually change your brain, but in a good way. Can you believe that something good comes out of social media? Actually, yes. Now I got to read this one. There was a study that was conducted by the Proceedings of the Royal Society of Biological Sciences. They revealed that by having a large amount of social media following, it actually improved your brain to a certain degree. As a matter of fact, the study found that people with large social media followings actually had better memories, could remember people's faces and names better, and could recall events better than people who didn't have a big following. They actually found that having a big social media following and you posting your memories or pictures online actually helped you recall those memories and those events better once you posted them on social media. Now, this report was published by Professor Kwai Wang, author of a study published in the Journal of Memory. He's quoted as saying in the Cornell Daily Sun, "This is also independent of whether the participant viewed the event to be important. What's more, the social media posts that include pictures can significantly improve memory recall as well." Very interesting. People actually viewing and liking and commenting on your posts can actually activate the brain's reward center. The professor went on to say that viewing photos with many compared with few likes was associated with greater activity in neural regions implicated in reward processing, social cognition, imitation, and attention. That actual study was published in the Journal of Psychological Science. Okay, so there's a flip side to everything, right? And yes, there's a downside to social media too, and we need to touch on that and look at what that is. Now, while social media can help you, it can also hurt you. That's true. What they found, that while people who had a social presence, you know, had some of these improvements, what they also found was people who had all their social interaction online as opposed to IRL, yeah, IRL, that was in the study, I guess that means in real life, were less likely to be happy or to be psychologically fulfilled. This could be very damaging to somebody's ego, and the reason they figured this, and the reason they determined that it may be causing these issues, was that if you just use social media and social media alone, you are really essentially comparing yourself to what everybody posts online. And for the most part, people don't post the worst part of their lives online. They don't post about their problems with their family or husband or wife. They post themselves, you know, in the Mexican Riviera. They post themselves with the fancy new car, the nice new house, the jewelry, the great clothes, the perfect makeup. And when you start comparing yourself to just that, it can make you feel a lesser person than if you're comparing yourself to people in real life and you see the problems they have and you see the stuff that's going on. So it is important to have a balance between IRL and real life experiences and social experiences online. Now, in those same reports, they found that people who spent the majority of their time online had a hard time concentrating on tasks when they weren't online, that constant interaction online is what they needed to keep them alert and paying attention. So when they had to deal with real situations in real life, they weren't near as cognitive as a person who just experienced some time on social media. Hey, can't sleep? It could be your phone, it could be your computer, it could be social media. The type of blue light that is emitted from these types of devices actually has been proven to cause insomnia and the inability to relax. So it is suggested that if you're into social media, which I think we all are at this point for the majority of us, that you cut it off at a certain point and you give your mind a chance to kind of wind down and not be exposed to all these different interactions of this blue light, and you'll find that you're going to be able to fall asleep a whole lot better and a lot quicker. Now, heavy social media users have also reported that they turn into more of a follower. They fall into this herd type mentality where they start following groups of people, they start acting like those groups of people, and they lose their ability to really think on their own. They lose their ability to do their own reasoning because they're giving that decision-making power to groups of people who have an agenda. So that's something else you got to be really careful for. Now, you know, really social media is, like I said in the beginning, in its infancy. It's going to be probably decades before we know much more about how this affects our brains. Have you ever heard of phantom vibration syndrome? It's a real thing. Have you ever noticed that every now and then you feel like your phone is vibrating, you got a message and you look down and you didn't? It's a programming that these devices are having on our brains, and it is called, it's a symptom, it's called phantom vibration syndrome, and it can be caused by using social media too much. Those little alerts going off constantly all day long. After a while your brain is set to receive them, and if they don't receive them, it'll actually make them up for itself. And these little things can actually, you know, decrease memory. They can decrease your attention span. All these little things can occur if you're constantly inundated by social media. So it's not all good, it's not all bad. So all in all, social media, is it good or is it bad? You know, the jury's still kind of out on it. We don't really know. We know from some studies that it can have some serious mental problems. You know, people can have some serious mental problems from spending too much time on social media. And the thing about social media, I've noticed, is that whatever your inclination is, whether it's, you know, to believe a particular thing, a particular God, a particular political view, whatever it is, we tend to seek out information that will actually verify what we're thinking. And in doing so, social media jumps on that and notices what you're doing. So if you've ever noticed, if you started looking at boating equipment or fishing rods or whatever it is, and all of a sudden all the ads you see are related to boating and fishing and all those things, that's because the algorithm itself is actually reading what you're doing. It knows what you're doing, and the algorithm is designed to keep you online. What better way to keep you online is to keep showing you stuff like the stuff that you've already looked at. So if you have a certain political affiliation, what that particular platform is going to do is it's going to start showing you more and more proof of what you're looking for, and that's going to make that belief even stronger and stronger and stronger. So you can use social media for good, you could use it for bad, but you need to be cautious, because understand, any media that you're not paying for means you're the product. Okay, you're the product. So if you're on some of these social media platforms and you go, this is great, I don't have to pay for this, you don't have to pay for it because you're the product. Okay, what they're doing is they're putting stuff in front of you for people to sell you stuff that they think are your interest, and in doing so you have become the product. Okay, so don't be so happy if you're not having to pay for stuff. If you're having to pay for stuff, that means you are buying stuff and you are not the product. If you're not paying for stuff and you're getting a lot of stuff back, that means you are the product. Okay, so I want you to think about it that way. And we don't know, I would say, you know, everything in moderation. You know, I don't think social media is all bad. I don't think it's all good. I think, you know, any tool could be used for good or bad. This is true with, you know, going out hunting for food. Okay, you know, you could use a gun for that. You could also use it for other things that are not good. So the point of this is that you want to use everything in moderation. You want to understand that it is going to have some effects on you. That is a fact. It is a tool. It's a tool that you can be used for good or bad. But one thing is for certain, and more studies will come out, is it is affecting you. Okay, we don't know how it's affecting you. We know some of the things right now, and as years go on, I'm sure more and more stuff's going to come out. But keep in mind, all these social platforms are using you to some degree. They are trying to get you to stay on their platform, and the only way they're going to be able to do that is keep providing stuff that you're reacting to, that you're participating in, that you're watching, that you constantly look at. So they're going to give you more and more and more of what you look for. Keep that in mind. if you want to do social media right, you know, like you can't do this on all platforms, but on many platforms you can go incognito, open a tab incognito and actually surf the platform, and you'll be fed a whole different feed than if you're logged in as yourself, because they're trying to satisfy those wants and desires that you have. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you don't get off social media, because this video is on social media. And you know what I would like for you to do, one thing you could do which would really improve things, is hit that subscribe button down there. That way this video gets pushed out to more people. They can learn about this stuff just like you did. You're a smart person. And don't forget, to continue to be smart is to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so that you're notified every time I do a new video or I go live. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up for this video. Grab my course down there. It's a $97 course. You can get it absolutely free, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.